If your Excel sum looks wrong, you're usually not doing math wrong. You're adding the wrong rows. The most common cause is hidden data, rows hidden manually, filtered lists, or grouped outlines. And Excel treats each of those differently. In this video, you'll learn a simple mental model. First, identify what kind of hidden you have, then choose the right function: sum, subtotal, or aggregate. We'll also cover the sneaky cases, like numbers stored as text, error cells, and totals that double count because they include other totals. Once you know the pattern, you'll stop rebuilding formulas from scratch. You'll diagnose the issue in seconds, and you'll build totals that stay correct even when someone filters, hides, or expands groups. Let's start with the quickest check that explains most wrong totals: what exactly is being hidden, and how Excel decides whether to include it. Next step. First, separate three situations. 1. Rows are filtered out using the filter drop-downs in a table or range. 2. Rows are hidden manually, like right-click, hide. 3. Rows are collapsed in an outline or grouped section. Here's the key behavior. A plain sum will include values in manually hidden rows and grouped rows. But it will not include rows that are filtered out, because those rows are not part of the visible filtered set. That difference alone explains a lot of "why did my total change" moments. So your first diagnostic step is simple. Ask, is this a filter or a manual hide? If the total changes when you filter, sum might be fine. If the total does not change when you hide rows, sum is doing exactly what it's designed to do. The fix is not clicking random options. The fix is choosing a function that matches your intent: total everything or total only what's visible. Next step. Now let's talk about the most useful tool for this problem: subtotal. Subtotal is built for lists where visibility changes. It returns a total that responds to filtering, and depending on the option you choose, it can also ignore manually hidden rows. Subtotal takes two parts: a function number and a range. For sums, you'll mostly use 9 or 109. Function 9 means sum, but ignore filtered out rows. Function 109 means sum, ignore filtered out rows, and also ignore manually hidden rows. That one-digit difference is huge. If you're building a report where people hide rows to exclude items, 109 is usually what you want. If you only care about filtering, 9 is enough. One more practical note. Subtotal is designed for column totals and lists. It's not meant to replace every sum everywhere. Use it where visibility is part of the workflow, like dashboards, reconciliations, and review sheets. Next step. A common trap is double counting because your total range includes other totals. This happens when you have subtotals inside a list, then a grand total at the bottom. If the grand total uses sum over the whole column, it will add the subtotals and the underlying rows. That inflates the result, and it can look random when parts are filtered. Subtotal helps here because it ignores other subtotal results inside the same range. That's a quiet but powerful feature. So instead of sum over the whole column, use subtotal at each level. Your intersection totals can be subtotal, and your grand total can also be subtotal. Excel will avoid counting the nested subtotals. If you're inheriting a messy workbook, this is one of the fastest fixes. Search for sum formulas that span across subtotal rows, and replace the grand total with subtotal using the right code. Next step. If you need more control than subtotal offers, use aggregate. Think of aggregate as subtotal's bigger sibling. It can sum, average, count, and more. But it also lets you ignore specific things: hidden rows, errors, and nested subtotals. The structure is similar. Choose a function number, choose an options number, then provide the range. For a sum, the function number is 9. Then you pick an option like ignore hidden rows or ignore errors. This is perfect when your sum is wrong, because some cells contain errors like N-NA, and you don't want the whole total to break. It's also useful when you want a total that ignores manually hidden rows, but you also want to ignore other subtotals and errors at the same time. Subtotal is simpler and often enough. Aggregate is the choice when the data is messy and you still need a stable total. Next step. Sometimes the total is wrong because Excel isn't summing numbers at all. The values look like numbers, but they're stored as text. In that case, some may ignore them, or you'll get inconsistent behavior across files. Quick signs include numbers aligned left by default, or a green triangle warning in the cell. Another version of this problem is numbers with extra spaces or imported data with apostrophes. The fix depends on the source, but the idea is the same. Convert text to real numbers. You can use a simple conversion like multiplying by 1, using value, or using text to columns for a whole field. After conversion, recheck your totals. This step matters because you can switch from sum to subtotal and still get the wrong result if half your numbers are actually text. So when a total is off by a large chunk, always confirm the data type before you blame filtering or hidden rows. Next step. Another silent cause is invisible characters and blanks that aren't really blank. Imported data can contain non-breaking spaces, line breaks, or stray characters that make a cell look empty or numeric when it isn't. That can affect totals, but it also affects count and pivot summaries, which then makes your checks disagree. A practical approach is to validate with a few quick tests. Use len to see if a blank cell has characters, and use eyes number to confirm true numbers. If you find hidden characters, clean and trim can help, but remember, trim doesn't remove every kind of space. Sometimes you need substitute to replace a specific character. The goal is consistency. Your amount column should be real numbers, and your empty cells should be truly empty. Once the column is clean, your sum, subtotal, or aggregate choice becomes the main driver of correctness. Next step. Let's build a fast troubleshooting checklist you can run in under a minute. Step 1. Confirm the range. Wrong totals often come from a range that stops early or includes extra rows. Step 2. Check whether rows are filtered, manually hidden, or grouped. Step 3. Decide the intent. Total everything or only visible rows. If it's everything, use sum, but make sure you're not including other totals. If it's visible rows, use subtotal 9 for filtered visibility, or 109 for filtered plus manually hidden. Step 4. If errors are present and you need a total anyway, switch to aggregate with an option that ignores errors. Step 5. Validate the data types. Numbers should be numbers, not text, and blanks should be blank. This checklist is boring, but it's reliable, and it turns Excel is broken into a repeatable diagnosis you can explain to anyone. Next step. Now, a best practice pattern for reports. Use Excel tables and structured totals. Tables make ranges expand automatically, so your totals don't miss new rows. Then, for a total that respects filtering, use subtotal with the sum code. In many workflows, that combination eliminates most wrong total surprises. The range stays correct as data grows, and the total responds to visibility changes. If you're working with grouped sections, keep subtotals consistent. Don't mix sum in one place and subtotal in another, unless you have a clear reason. Also, label your totals so the next person knows whether it's all rows or visible rows. That small clarity prevents future mistakes. Finally, if you're handing off a file, test it. Apply a filter, hide a few rows manually, and confirm the total behaves the way the label promises. That's how you make spreadsheets resilient, not just correct once. Next step. Let's wrap it up with the core idea. When sum is wrong, it's usually right. It's just answering a different question than you intended. Sum totals the range, regardless of manual hiding. Filters change what's included, but manual hiding usually doesn't. Subtotal is your go-to when you want totals that respond to visibility. And the difference between 9 and 109 decides whether manually hidden rows count. Aggregate is the upgrade when you also need to ignore errors or apply more precise rules. And if the numbers are stored as text, none of these functions can save you until you convert the data. If you want, I can turn this into a one-page cheat sheet of which function to use in each scenario. For now, here's my question for you. Do you prefer totals that include hidden rows or totals that only count visible rows? A or B? If you want more Excel troubleshooting like this, subscribe. Small tweaks compound into massive performance gains. Subscribe to catch the next workflow optimization.